Well, I got a little impatient and spent $70 to go and finally grab this Calorie Trine here, the new Immortal artifact. And where I was a little bit kind of like, I don't know how this thing works, if it's going to be good, it's actually putting up some solid numbers for me. Now, as you can see here, 254 out of the 300 pulls. I'm going to consider that one lucky in the fact that these 300 rank wheels here are just absolutely screwing me over and making me hit the pity. So this one is considered a win, even though it was $70 on it. But now I have this thing, and going in and doing the testing on it, it seemed to be a little bit tricky because with that whole main skill there of Sunday Bombardment, I was actually looking for that skill text to pop up on the screen. I'm going, I can't get this thing to proc it. I don't know what's going on. And then I popped on the Whisper because I saw some people saying that that was working incredibly well with that. And when I didn't see the actual name of the skill in there either, that's where I finally checked my power damage stats on it, saw it in and reanalyzed and said, oh, it's all the ice cream cones that are dropping from the sky that's doing the damage. Now I did go and pop my Nashir back on, which I kind of goofed on myself doing the whole piggy thing the other day. I went and fused all my gems together, not realizing that unslotting this was taking all my gems off, and I lost some of my good ones. So now I do have technically 3 of the peerless ones, are they? Or transcended, I should say. And we're kind of just sitting with whatever I could slot in there. Not terrible, but it's not what I originally had. So a little bit bummed out about it. So be careful if you ever slot things, which you should probably know by now, that those gem sockets are all going to come off with them too. But slotting this as your main artifact skill there on this screen after every 6 skill attack, so think your daggers, your lightning bolts, anything that's a skill inside the game, you're now going to trigger this. And this is going to launch out 4 of those Sunday Bombardments, which is going to do 150% attack to the enemies. And each one of those attacks is also going to be doing an additional 1% skill damage for every 1 hit. Of course, they cap it at 10 times your protagonist attack. Not really a huge number on it, but any little bit will help. What I really like about this is the second that this casts, you're actually reducing the enemy's shield by 10% to kind of just help a little bit more with getting those hits in. This could actually happen 4 times per round. It was actually popping off a lot, and I was doing about half my damage of my rage skill for the Nashir. Now slotting this in the awakened portion of this, the number wasn't really as large as the original skill on it, but it was kind of cool to see the animation on it. But that's going to be dealing 5 instances of 70% of whatever your artifact attack is, which I am kind of slacking on it, so that could be a majority of why it's weaker. But that's not the number I'm worried about, because every single hit out of this is going to have a 50% chance to do a stack of this sweet candy, I think it was called, and that's going to have the chance to reduce the enemy's damage bonuses by 15%, stacking up to 5 times. But this is going to be a tough decision for me because that forbidden book I just got seems to be pretty comparable with how this thing's working too, so it's going to be kind of a toss-up in my opinion. I maybe got to do a little bit more tests of running these things through, but both of them seem to be pretty strong. The more majority of the question will be is what it's going to look like once I get further into the game. But overall, if you can get this thing, I know it's a pay-to-win side on it, but it is looking to be a pretty solid artifact to get. Will we see this thing anytime soon? Not really sure about it, so I'm thinking I might stick with the book on it, but honestly, I really don't know. Gonna see what other people have to say, but this thing is pretty strong. So take that at the grain of salt there. I don't really know what to say else on that, but if you guys want to know about Piggy and how well that works, you might want to take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.